Hi, my name is Miranda Munholland, and this is my phonics lesson plan presentation. The lesson is for first grade, and the teacher objective is that the teacher will identify and read words from common word families. The approximate time for this lesson would be about 20 minutes to go through the whole thing and the activities with the children. The GLE for this is ELA 1E1. And for review, we would say that last week we went over the "and" word family, and we would review these by going through flashcards, and hopefully the students would know these very well. And they would say "an," "an," "p," "an," "t," "an," "and," and so on. And of course the materials for this review is flashcards. The assessment is oral response, because they would be responding to me. And the size for this, of course, would just be the entire class. For the purpose and importance of this lesson, I put that learning word families is an important part of phonics because it introduces patterns to students, and this increases their phonetic awareness. For continuity, for the past, I said last week we learned the "and" family words that we just reviewed, and that today I will introduce the "at" family words. In the future, the students will be able to recognize any family word. And the objective for the learner is that they will be able to identify and read words from common word families. To start this lesson off, for motivation, I would show a Phonics Kingdom video on YouTube that I found, and this is it.
The sound of the letters A, T, at. 1. Read with me. At. T. At. 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 Great. Now follow me. K, at, cat. K, at, cat. R, at, rat. R, at, rat. B, at, bat. B, at, bat. H, at, hat. H, at, hat. M, at, mat. M, at, mat. Well done. Let's read.
Now we'll go ahead and stop it there, but they would watch the whole thing. And of course, I would even encourage them to say it along when the video tells them to. And the supplemental aids for this, of course, is the smartboard and the YouTube video, and of course the entire class would watch it. So now we're moving on to the behavioral objective. I'm hoping that at the end of this lesson the learners will orally read words from word families with about 85% accuracy. And this is the understanding level of Bloom's taxonomy. Now on to the procedures. In the procedures I have 2 activities listed for the students to do. And the first one is the make a word at activity, and it is on the smartboard as well as the motivation was. And to begin it, I would let this play.
Make a word with at. At. To match the picture. Bat.
Okay, so it says that the first picture was bat, and I would demonstrate to the students that we need to find the letter that has the beginning sound in bat, and hopefully they would know that that is B, and I would show them that you can drag it to complete the word.
Bat. Hat.
After I showed the students this and modeled how that you do it on the smartboard, I would put them in groups of hopefully about 4, I would say, and I would tell them that they are going to do the same thing that I just demonstrated on the smartboard. And how they're going to do it is they're going to look at the picture, and of course hopefully they would all get together and they would say, okay, that is a hat. And they would know that at is already there, and they would try to figure out between themselves which letter they need to drag to it. And hopefully they would know that that is H. And I would tell them that they could pick one person in their group to go to the smartboard and actually drag the H to at to make hat. And we would do that until every group in the classes went. And that is my first activity. The second activity is read, glue, write activity. And it has this piece of paper. And I would put the students in pairs for this particular one. And every pair would get this piece of paper and this stack of cards. And I would explain to them that they would take turns. One person would glue it and one person would write it. And to begin that, you would take your first word in your stack and they would figure out what the word is, and hopefully they would be able to sound it out. At, cat. And the first person would glue the piece of paper, the word to the piece of paper, beside its picture, and the next person in the pair would actually write the word in the write it column. And they would take turns doing this until they have used every word in their stack of words, and that would be that activity. For the closure of this lesson, I would go over a second set of flashcards that have all these at family words that our activities have reinforced. And hopefully by this point, they probably wouldn't know them completely, but they would have an idea now after doing the activities. Hopefully they would know this is at, at, b, at, r, at, at. And they would go through all of these for closure. And for homework for this lesson, the students would complete a worksheet in which they will draw a line to match the at word to its picture. And this is the homework worksheet. And they would find the first picture is cat, and they would find the word cat, and they would just draw the line. And they would do this until they completed the worksheet, and that would be for homework. For early finishers, I would just give them a blank piece of paper, and I would tell them that they should draw a fat cat on a mat, and that would give them something to do while everyone else finishes up the activities. For special needs, the students with a reading disability, I would give them more individualized attention, making sure that they are reading the words correctly within their groups and when they're doing their paired activity. And for the English language learner, I would have them be assisted by the paraprofessional when they're doing all their activities to be sure that they're grasping everything like they need to. And for the students who need just a little bit extra help for remediation, I would have the paraprofessional go over these set of at flashcards with them later in the day. For enrichment, to challenge the students a little bit, I would give them another worksheet, and it's called How Many Words Can You Make? And they would make their own words using at, and hopefully they would be able to do a lot of those. Of course, the first one they would be able to fill in cat, and they would know that, and then they could continue to write the words that they know have at. And that would be it for this lesson.